All right, here we go. We are live on a special Wednesday night of Up on the Bars. And if y'all hang tight, we'll throw the. Well, welcome to this awesome Wednesday night. We have a first-time guest, a multi-time guest on here, a first-time car owner winner, and a multiple series winner in Richard Brace Jr. He kind of froze up a little bit, but he'll catch up here in a minute.
Yeah, he's kind of smiling there, not doing anything.
Yeah, so we'll remove him but add him back in here real quick. Maybe it'll work. But anyway, we wanted to have Bill Hall III on here. Bill Hall has supported the Tri-State Pro Stock Series since the beginning. Always makes the travel, makes the stuff. Got a little bit of an injury. Now tell us what happened after your injury and what you've done there. And Richard, can you hear us?
I don't think he's there. Yes.
Yep, he's here.
I can hear you. You just can't see me.
Can you hear me? Much there.
Yep, we're good. All right, Bill, so tell us what led up to this weekend, and let's get into what happened this weekend.
At Petaluma on the race we had on the 26th of March, I got hit, put in the back straightaway wall, and the inertia of the sudden stop, I herniated a disc in my back. I tried racing in Wairika, and it wasn't good for me. So Richard blew up his motor in Bakersfield. I gave him a call. I needed somebody to drive my car.
All right. So, Richard, this is not your first time driving this car. You drove it last year at Medford, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sir.
Somebody put up their typical Brace, but anyway, that's all right. I'll have to go look and see who it was. But anyway, so I know you had some success when you went to Medford. You finished third or fourth, correct?
Second.
See, I was off one. I remember this one because you beat Dr. Scott Lentz, so we had to point
That's
that
right.
out. Yeah,
in the number 5 hopper car.
Yeah. And so you weren't completely brand new to this car, but after talking with you after the race this weekend, you did a lot of stuff in the pits before the race.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bill, when I drove it in Medford, it was a leaf spring car, and now Bill converted it over to a 3-link car, so it was it's basically a totally different car. So, after we were not good in hot laps, but after hot laps, we kept tweaking on it, and Mr. Hopper and Bill put their heads together to figure out what we needed to do, and we threw a bunch of stuff at it, and it just kept getting better throughout the night.
And I think you picked up the heat race win. If I was doing points today, the points will be up later. They're up behind me, right there on that computer, so they'll be out soon. So tell us how your heat race went, first of all.
We started second. I had no idea the way the car was working in the heat rate or hot laps. I was like, I don't know what this turn one's going to hold for us, but we'll see what happens. And hey, we run her down in there pretty deep, and it stuck and it turned. And I thought, well, heck, this might not be too bad. But I just ran like a scared banshee the rest of the race, and I never saw anybody. So I thought, well, I guess we did okay.
Mm-hmm. So, Bill, I'm going to tell you, Bill, from sitting up in the stands, I was watching this race up in the stands. I could tell at the heat race that he had something going on. What were your thoughts when you saw him go out in the heat race? I want to know that.
I was just hoping for the best. I didn't expect a win. I mean, yeah, a win's always nice in a heat race, but I didn't expect that. I was just, let's get out there, get him some laps, keep working on the car.
Yep. So now he picks up the win in the heat race, comes back to the pits. What do y'all do at that point as far as setting up for the main event? Because now you got a car underneath you. Now it's like, hey, with all these other cars, what do we got to do? What were y'all thoughts rolling into the main event?
Had Richard go over and talk to Lyle, and Lyle told me exactly what to do, and I did exactly what Lyle told me to do.
So, all right. So you lined up for where did you start in the main event, Richard? I think you started on the front row, didn't you?
Yeah, front row outside.
Yeah, I thought it was a straight up start there. So I remember you took the lead right away, but there was another cat that was in the picture, and that was that Joey Ridgway. I have to give that guy huge props because y'all battled hard. I don't know if you could see him at all from where you were sitting, but y'all were battling almost nonstop. Did you feel the pressure from him while you were there?
No, just the one time that we made some contact. I never saw anybody, but that one time we made contact, I was like, well, I figured somebody was going to be close. I mean, the motor wasn't running probably 3/4 of the way around, so I felt like a sitting duck. So I figured somebody was going to had to be eating my lunch up sooner or later.
Yeah. So, and I have to give a big shout out to Joey on that one because there's a replay up on speeduniontv.com during the race if you want to go see it and watch it. Y'all were both racing for the spot. He had his right front fender up almost to your left rear tire. Y'all came together and out of sheer class act, he lifted up, gave you room. It could have been a whole different outcome. So big shout out for handling that away. That was awesome. That was a lot of give and take on his part. So
yeah, scared the shit out of me.
Well, and I know we all talk about it with the tri-state. That's kind of the stuff like that. Patty, Euclarates, hi, Richard Brace Jr. So David Spindell says, never seen that car move so fast. Yeah. So, well, if you weren't in Medford, you hadn't seen it. That car was that fast in Medford before. I will give it that credit. That car's fast. There's no doubts. So I want to talk a little bit about the tri-state, and you hit on it right there. You got Bill Hall just took his car, cut the rear clip off of it, took the leaf springs out of it, and made it into a 3-link car in his shop right there. Now, is that not cool that you're still in a series that a guy can do that in his shop and then come out and win like that? Tell me if that's not cool.
That is freaking awesome. That's what I think one of the biggest parts of this deal that makes it so much fun.
Yeah, that's what I like about it too. I mean, you don't have to go out and have a $40,000 race car to be competitive in this group. That's what I like about it so much.
Yeah, what's even funnier yet is I'm running suspension back from 1985. The setup is from 1985.
Well, and I think we all know your car's almost old enough to vote, if not older than that.
No, actually, no. The chassis is a 2013 Chuck LaHorde out of Grants Pass built this chassis. I've just reclipped the rear of it 3 times.
Okay, well, I thought it was a little older than that. I know Lyles is in that ballpark. He talks about it all the time, so it's very cool.
My transmission's old enough to vote.
Yeah,
it's older than some drivers.
I've heard about your transmission from Lyle. I think it was built in the 1940s.
Nah, it's a 1992 Burt.
Yeah, so he. Let's put it this way: he's got the fancy race transmission, but's got to go to the junkyard to find the parts for it. He's got to go to you.
Oh, that's harsh.
Hey, I'm picking on you because you won. It doesn't matter what's in there.
I know.
This weekend. So, Bill, tell me, how does it feel now after getting your first win with the Tri-State? Because, I mean, I know you beat up and down the road forever in this.
Well, I love it. It's been a long time. I've never won personally. I wasn't driving the car, but I'm happy that I can build a product that went out and won the race. I mean, I was hoping Richard would get a top 5, and then he wins it, and it's like I'm still. It's like, wow, we won a race.
So, Richard, how does it feel to you to get into that car and pick up the win? Let's hear that.
You know, I'm super happy for Bill because he's like all of us. He loves the heck out of this stuff. He puts his heart and soul into it. To give him his first win, it's a big deal for me. I'm so glad I was able to do that, and I'm not. I'll be honest. I felt like with the cars that we had there, I thought, hey, if we get out of here with the top 3, I think we did really, really good. And then to lead every lap that we ran, it was huge. And then the motor didn't run all night, so I can't wait to get that thing running.
Well, that's what I said. That's what you were saying after the race, or you're talking about that. It's like, just imagine if that motor would have actually ran. And I'm going to say something because I've raced against Mike Learn actually on the track. When you can beat him, that's saying a lot most of the time. I've never seen Joey Ridgway race. He was fast all night. Smiths are always fast. And those guys weren't keeping up at any time. So what's next?
Stockton in 2 weeks.
So, guys, if y'all get a chance to go to Richard Brace's Facebook page, or maybe Sherry can share the pictures, you need to take a look at him when he blew his motor up at Bakersfield. I know it sucks that you blew it up, but we all know you run purple synthetic oil now. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, that's called Swepco oil, and yeah, that stuff is terrible because it's great oil, but man, is it hard to get off.
Somebody else pointed out, yes, Dave King Jr. is another one. Multi-time winner in the series was there. That's from Todd Miller was the one that said typical Brace, and expect the unexpected with Mr. Brace. So, yeah, I mean, Brett Lawrence in his new car is unbelievably fast. And at Petaluma the last weekend was fast down there. I'm not sure. He got a little hot and had to pull off there, but, man, he was on fire Saturday night too. So, man, that field is catching up you and Crockett have been doing to this.
They're going to win a race before the year's out. I think they're going to win a Tri-States race before the year's out. I think because they're running really, really good.
I would agree with that. They're getting faster. You came out last year and picked up several wins, and so did Justin in your car. Everybody's stepping up their game to keep up with it, and every time we go to the track, everybody's better and better and better. So.
That's racing, right? If you didn't win, you better go home and work on your stuff to make it better for next week.
Yeah, Brett Lawrence says, I'm working on it. Yeah, Brett, we can tell you're working on it. I'm watching. You're getting fast.
Oh, man. No, they definitely had something. I think they had something for us Saturday night for sure.
Yep. I watched him in the heat race. He was on fire. He was rolling. He had that car rolling.
Yeah. They were impressive in the heat race.
Yep. So Richard, I see you're setting in your sprint car. Tell us a little bit about your plans with your sprint car.
Well, hopefully, we're going to be at Stockton our next Tri-States race, and we'll be doing double duty.
Oh, that's awesome.
I hope so. That's the plan.
Nothing personal, and I'm not saying this in a negative. It sucks for me because we're going to be upstreaming the side of it. I don't get to hang out and learn about sprint cars. I had a ball when we were down there helping you with your sprint car. I've never been around one. Don't know squat about sprint cars, and I learned a lot in a short amount of time that night.
Well, that was good to have you around, but you can come down after the races and hang out. So,
Yeah.
They're
Brett
lighter, they're
Lawrence,
faster, and they're scary.
yeah. Well, Brett Lawrence, kick-ass job, you guys, on Saturday. Congrats, Bill. You needed a good swing of luck.
Oh, I appreciate it, Brent. I needed something.
Todd Miller's asking, can he come scrape mud?
Yes.
After what we saw the track on Saturday night, you might need it.
Well, I hope
Yes.
the track looks
Sure.
like that again.
That track was and I'm going to say something about Tony's track. I know there's been some issues in the past with turn one getting a real deep hole right as you enter into it. There wasn't any holes in that going into one this weekend. It was awesome. It was great. So, Joey Ridgway Sr., I'll see you in 2 weeks. Yeah. Hey, you guys, y'all were awesome down there Saturday night, Joey. I want y'all to know that. And I'm not even exaggerating. Watching that, y'all looked awesome out there. So, and y'all giving him room after the little bit of contact, that was a class move. Then that's from somebody sitting in the stands, not the promoter, not any, just somebody sitting in the stands watching that. So I want to make sure we talk about that because that was very cool.
For
It's
sure.
racing.
For sure.
Shit happens.
Yep. So it could have been a way different. And hey, awesome. That's great racing. We all hopefully have some stuff coming out here in the next week or so. We're getting everything lined up, but I got to tell you, I didn't even go back to work yet. I'm not going back to work till tomorrow. This weekend exhausted me. We on the speed union side of it, we did 5 races at 4 racetracks in 3 days this weekend. So,
geez.
I don't know if everybody knows that or not, but yeah, we had a full weekend. We covered all the. And Ridgway, Lyle Hopper needs you to get a W-9 to him as soon as possible, too. You can contact me through Facebook or message me, and we'll get you a phone number for Lyle. So we want to make sure we get that handled. But, yeah, we covered the our Charles Snyder salute up in Medford both nights. They got rained out the first night and rolled over to Sunday night. We did the Stockton Dirt track, we did Wairika, and then we were at Stockton 99 Sunday. And I have to tell you, the stands at Stockton 99 Sunday, there was not a seat in the house. That tells me that racing is catching on big time and coming back. There was not a seat in the house at 99 on Sunday. Insane crowd.
That's awesome.
So, and I heard it was that way at where was it? The Chico on Sunday too. So, I mean, it's awesome to see everybody that's coming out and supporting racing this year. So thank you, everybody that's coming out and supporting racing. I know Medford said they had a great grandstands. Wairika's had a great grandstands all year. And I'm looking at it from a different perspective now because I'm in the stands where normally I'm over in the pits, but this year I get to be over in the stands, and it's awesome to see. So, Richard, tell us how you got into racing, and tell us a little bit of your background so everybody that's listening in knows that you're not just a pro stock driver.
Well, I mean, just a short story. I guess, I got into racing because my dad was into it, and he was building cars for guys in Grass Valley back in the day in the early 80s. And as soon as I started going to the races with him, I was like, that's it. This is all I ever want to do. And it kind of went from there. I mean, Dad and I built a mini stock. I think the first car I ever drove was a Pinto station wagon, and I raced that for a year. And then the car after that was a Chevy Monza. Ran that for a year, got my first win ever in that. And then then I had another Pinto runabout. I ran that for a little while, and then I traded that for what they call now an A-mod. And then it took us a year or so to build that up, and we ran A-mods for a handful of years and had some good success in those cars. And then I got the opportunity to step into a 360 sprint car, which was kind of what I really wanted to do. And I did that for quite a while. And then my car owner that I was driving for moved to Oregon. So then I kind of put my own deal together, and we did that for quite a while, and then teamed up with another guy for a while and got into the 410 stuff. And back on my own, basically, and just race when I can. And then we got into the pro stock deal like 3 years ago. A friend of mine basically gave me that car and trailer and said, "Here, you've done a bunch of work on it, help me on it. I'm moving to Vegas, take it." So we fixed it up and ran one show with you guys at Stockton, was like, "Hey, these guys are pretty cool and they're fast. We need to step our game up and come out and play with them some more." Yeah. So then I took the rest of the winter and fixed that thing up, and then we showed up at Antioch at the end of whatever year that was and just took off winning like stupid, and here we are today.
So somebody asked me earlier, and I'm going to ask the question on air, and I'm not going to name names because I talk to so many people a day, I'm not entirely sure which one asked me. They said, if you were operating so fast in the 401k, why would you take and redo the rear end of it when you're already dominating like that? So I have to ask that question.
Because you're looking for that little bit of edge, that little bit of adjustability. To me, the stack leaf car is good, but I couldn't quite get the leafs that we've been running were just not the same as what we could get today. Because the leafs on that car were like 100 years old, and they quit making that. They changed how they made them, so the car wasn't quite as good with the other leafs, and so that's why we kind of we cut the back, just make some adjustability, so we could change things if needed to make our lives easier if we wanted to change things, and instead of having to cut and weld every time I wanted to do something. So it needs a little more sorting out. That monoleaf suspension I got on the back, I think it's got a lot of potential, and I just got to get better at it. And obviously, by driving Bill's car, I'm doing something wrong because his car's lightning fast.
Yeah. Well, and I have to tell you, this year, your car, you could tell the changes that you've made. You're carrying that left front about a foot off the air. You look like a bar car out there, so I have to say that you're making that leaf springs work like a bar car. So, somebody said that's Todd said he ran a truck at 99 years ago. Todd Miller, talk about the crew chief on the 96.
Oh yeah, I used to crew chief for him and his son, Mr. Miller. Met them actually through my best friend that he was running micros at the time at Sacramento Raceway, and we met the Miller family, which is just an amazing family. And they were running 600s, and my buddy was running 600s, and I was crew chiefing for my best friend then at that time, and we ended up pitting next to each other all year together. And then it was kind of like one of those things that we just kept talking to each other because we were pitted right next to each other. And the next thing you know, the last race of the year, we ended up shutting the place down and drinking till God knows when. And in fact, my best friend's wife ended up going to get us beer with the truck and trailer so we could finish drinking the night out. And we just became best friends ever since then. And then Todd bought a spec sprint for his son and didn't know much about sprint cars and had asked me and my best friend to come help him. And it kind of just went from there. I ended up working for him for like a couple of years, crew chiefing for him, and actually was lucky enough to be part of his son's first spec sprint win at Pacheco. So that was awesome. The kid put a whooping on him. We were struggling, and I just guessed perfect on the car, and the kid started 10th and drove by everybody and made him look. He was on another planet, and whooped their butts in the race. And I had a lot of really, really good times with them. And unfortunately, we lost TC a handful of years ago to cancer. So, Mr. Miller, the whole Miller family is just amazing people. So fortunate to call them my friends.
Yeah. So Todd Miller asked, we were talking about the leaf string, about traction bars. Sherry chimed in, says she loves the wheelie. We all do. That's awesome. Cruising around there. So, yeah. So Brett Lawrence says Richard was fast as hell in that Monza. I remember those days. So, and then Michael Birch, hello everyone, had to step away just now listening in. Michael's car was fast the other night. I think he finished 5th the other night. what's his name? Nick DiCarlo did some work on his car, got it tuned in. It's going, and Todd Miller says, "Thank you, Richard." So we're getting lots of comments in here tonight. That's awesome.
Good.
Michael Owens asked, "When will Speed Union TV be back at Stockton 99 Speedway to go live?" We won't be at the Spears race because they have their own streaming service that weekend, so we won't be competing with them. I hope to be at the one right after that because I have been offered a chance to go out for the first time ever and take some laps in an asphalt late model. So
nice.
Gary.
Gary Schaefer Jr. We talked after the race the other night, and he said I could take it out there and run some laps in it. And he made it clear. He said, "I'm not the one that's going to chicken out on this deal. You just need to remember that." I was like, "Dude, you don't know me. I'll get it and try it. I don't care." I said, "I ain't going to do it. I'm damn sure going to give it a try. You give me a chance, I'm going to do it." All right, so Bill,
That's awesome.
I'm your racing history now because I know you've got a vast racing history as well.
Well, my dad was a racer. He started racing in '68 down in Watsonville, and he raced dirt. We moved up here to Reading when I was 2, and he raced the asphalt. Then we went back to the dirt, and I started helping my dad sneaking in the pits because I was only 14, and back in the 80s, you couldn't get in the pits if you weren't 16 years or older. So we raced what is now called the posse cars all the way up until 1985 and moved to Watsonville. And that's where I met Lyle for the first time. We went racing NASCAR on the dirt, racing 90 times a year. I stuck with my dad. I didn't race myself because I couldn't afford it, but I did that until I moved to Arizona and then came back. And my brother Scott, who won the championship at Silver Dollar in 2008, had another car in his backyard, so we threw that together. So my racing career started in 2008 for myself. The rest of the time it was crew chief for my dad for a championship, crew chief for my brother for a championship.
So
I love racing.
That us three right here on the screen right now, that's all three of us. You just heard Richard. He got addicted as a kid. You got as addicted as a kid. I was later on in life. I got started later. So now Denny Cardoza says, "Gary Schaefer, watch this." I don't know if he's making fun of me, but yeah, we talked after the race. I'm taking my helmet and fire suit. We'll see what happens. I would love to try it just for a few laps. I'm not going to go out there thinking I'm there. So, but then somebody, Todd Miller says, "Remember the line from Days of Thunder, Roy." So,
yeah. Remember the brake pedal's in the middle.
Yes. Roy, when will you get your butt in the seat of your new car? The person that's helping is got work to do on his modified. He's racing. We still have some things to get done. I still haven't seen the car in about 3 months. I've been so busy. I've been at a racetrack every weekend this year. It's been, for me, it's been awesome. For my wife, not so much, but she did have a good time this weekend. I have to report. She enjoyed Stockton this Sunday. Aaron Briano, you guys racing Hanford again. We're waiting on to hear when Peter's going to reschedule it. We all saw the news with them canceling all their races this year due to tires and water shortage and all that stuff. I don't know how that's going to handle. Richard Brace can attest to the tire shortage with the NARC 410s. He's been living through hell right now trying to find some for his sprint car. I think it's sitting on blocks because he don't have any tires.
That's right.
He's in it, but I think it's sitting on blocks. It looks like they come and robbed him. Just left the chassis there.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So, but no, and I don't know. I may get y'all's takes on the Hoosier thing, and I don't want to get into bashing Hoosier because that's not what this about. But what are y'all thought on the massive tire shortage that's going on? I know it's directly affecting you, Richard. What are your thoughts on it?
I've never in my entire life thought I would see races canceled because of tire shortage. I mean, there's 4 races or 5 races that I know of right now that have been canceled because of tire shortages, and that's just right around here in California. And I'm like, I just never thought I'd ever see the day.
Well, it's not just here. Bubba Raceway Park canceled one a couple of weeks ago because they had no tires. A big, huge sprint car show down there. We're seeing a lot of the asphalt races back east getting canceled because of it. Bill, I know you don't run. I don't know what tires you run, but they're not whatever. They're not D55s and things like that. I know you.
Actually, yeah, I have a D55. I have a 1350. Shit, I got American Racers on the front of my car. Excuse me. Because that's all we could find.
Yep. So, well, and the sad thing about it is they got a tire shortage, so it's an opportunity. Well, let's just make it cost more per tire too. That's what
yeah, of course.
I mean, I understand supply and demand, but and I think I read somewhere that this is the first time in a very, very, very long time that Hoosiers actually raised the prices of a tire during a season. That's usually one of their things that they were prided themselves on is at the start of the season, that's the price of the tire for the rest of the season. And now it's a different price every month. I don't know if y'all have been noticing that so much.
Yeah,
or not.
right.
Talking with Lyle, I noticed that.
Oh yeah, they aren't cheap. That's why, and the racetrack in Stockton for me, now an owner.
Yeah,
it was wet, it was fast, it was hooked up, but it didn't eat up the tires. I'm sitting next to the car right now, and it made it nice because I still don't have to buy a new tire.
Well, and you're going to hear from me on my side of it, but then this is going to make no sense when it's all said and done. So I'm going to shoot myself in the foot when I say it, then explain the rest of it. I've been a big. I'm going to run the asphalt takeoffs. They're $25 a piece. That's just me. That's what I can afford. I don't care. Bill shaking his head. It is. But now here we got another problem. SRLs had to shorten their season and change races, do away with races. That's where the asphalt takeoffs come with. So guess what? Now there's a shortage of asphalt takeoffs.
Oh, Jesus.
Exactly. And now they've raised the price of those because there's a shortage of those. It's like, oh, come on. So,
wow.
Well, that's why I said it's a catch-22, whatever. I know everybody wants to shake their head about the asphalt takeoffs, but you raced with somebody on asphalt takeoffs, and he put a hurting on a lot of people down there at Wairika. He couldn't get the top 2, but he finished third both nights on asphalt takeoffs. So I'm just saying. So
no, I think I got beat by 2 guys with asphalt takeoffs the second night. So don't you worry.
They can't say they don't work, right?
So if you're used to running them, and that's
it is what it is.
Can run. That's different.
Well, and I know we had discussion with tires because I'm throwing Richard under the bus. He figured out the loophole in our rules the first year and figured out something that was there, and we figured out what we did, right? So, but no, he found that 10-inch Dirt Boss. I guess that's a pretty good tire, right, Richard?
Yep.
I didn't even know such a thing existed. So, but we learned that one. But yeah, then Hoosier just fixed that problem for us completely. They stopped making the Dirt Boss tires. So it's like, well, now you got to go find something new to do. So, Brett Lawrence,
right?
Yeah, Brett Lawrence, just lots of grooving.
Yeah.
Now, Brent, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Take a look at Jeffrey Hudson's tires. So there's not very much grooving on Jeffrey Hudson tires. I think there may be 6 blocks on the whole tire. It's not much grooving put into them, I promise. So Brett Lawrence got one in my shop. Why can't we run them? I think we know why. So, but anyway, for those that don't know, we do have a little drivers council with the Tri-State Pro Stocks, and of course, Richard Brace Jr. is one of them. Chris Smith and
Travis
Peterson. I drew a blank. I had it on my head. I had it sitting there, Peterson Racing. I couldn't get his first name in my head, so that's Try. He's fast as hell. Yeah, you're right, Brent. That kid whooped our butts at about 14-year-old in the Outlaw Pro Stock division up there. So he's always been fast. Always will be fast. So, but have y'all talked any at all about what things that are going on with us? Richard?
What's that? I missed that. It was breaking up real bad.
All right. Have y'all got together and talked about any of the stuff that's going on with the Tri-State on the side, or what y'all's thoughts are moving forward? Oh, he just left the whole thing, it looks like.
You lost him.
Yeah. Brent, honestly, what you can run 11-inch tires, but not a 10-inch 55 durometer. Brent, you can run a 10-inch durometer 55 tire, but that 10-inch Dirt Boss does not durometer 55.
Yeah, more like 40.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with that one. Hey, maybe we'll get him back with animation.
Maybe.
Well, no, his camera's still not working.
Still got the spinning wheel of death.
Yeah, but no. But no, we wanted to definitely get Bill on here because anytime you get a first win, that to me is important, and we want to make sure everybody talks. Hey, we got animation out of Richard now.
Holy cow, he's back.
He's moving. So,
me and technology.
So your buddy says turned upside down, sitting in the sprint car. So,
yeah, it's happened a few times.
Yeah. Well,
a few times at Stockton, unfortunately. So that was why Saturday was such a big deal for me too.
So
Stockton hasn't been that good to me.
maybe it's a good thing that I'm not going to be helping on the car, because I've been upside down at Wairika, and the first time I helped you with the sprint car, you went upside down. So maybe I just need to not be near the sprint car.
Yeah. That was a Tommy tip over that time. That's okay. I've rolled over in bed harder.
Yeah. Alex Miller.
There was a time a handful of years ago that we had a really good car. I had injector. I had some issues with the injection early on. I got that fixed. That hurt us in qualifying, and we ran okay in the heat race, but we ended up starting like 22nd in the main event at a KWS race. And man, I one of them deals, they throw the green flag and I hit the gas just like I do every time, and I start driving by guys, and I'm thinking the yellow must be on or something, because I mean we were driving by guys that fast. I'm thinking, what the heck? Oh man, we just marched right up to like 5th place in like 8 laps from 22nd. I mean, it was unbelievable. And we're railing around there running 5th. I'm thinking, whoa, what the heck? I mean, never do that. And then the thing started getting a vibration in the center of the corner, and I'm thinking, well, what is that noise? Well, hopefully it makes the main event. Well, like lap 12, I found out what that vibration was. It was the right rear wheel braking. And we cartwheeled off of turns 3 and 4, pretty far off the racetrack, almost made staging, and killed the car, killed it. So, yeah, that was Stockton has not been good to me. I've killed 2 cars there bad.
Yeah. Well,
maybe I shouldn't let you race my car there.
Yeah, you'd only known, right?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. So, and while we're on the subject of sprint cars and rolling over, I think we need to take a quick note and wish Carly Holmes a speedy recovery after her accident this weekend at Cottage Grove. She was, it sounds like she was leading the race and clipped tires, getting in a lap car. And she had a brutal, violent tumble over out in the woods. And she's back in spirits. They posted up. She's doing well. Some injuries, but not, I don't think anything super serious at this moment, but she's got a road to recovery to get back. So it's awesome to see a picture of her with her smile back on there and all that stuff today. So very cool.
That's good.
Yeah. So
that's good.
Y'all have seen her brother Tanner on here, and everybody knows
we can get hurt anywhere. We just got to, make sure we take the right precautions and.
Yeah, don't want to drag the whole thing down, but that was when you're talking about wrecking. We just had to acknowledge that happened this weekend.
That's why Richard's in my car.
Yep,
because shit happens.
Yep.
Yeah,
somebody just posted up that J&J was evil. I don't know what somebody knows something I don't know, but that's fine.
Yeah, that car that I killed at Stockton, I got it from Todd Miller. And that thing would do weird things at the end of the straightaway all by itself. I mean, it was, I wasn't sad to see that car go to the scrapyard we had to cut the front of it off to get the motor out of it. It was bent that bad.
Ooh.
So that one was once again, we were running like top 8 Stockton in the sprint car and got together and boy, yeah, that car was that was nothing. We pulled the motor out of it, and that was about it. The rest of it pretty much sent to the scrapyard. And I heard for a couple months after that. That was pretty violent.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I ain't got the balls enough to get into a sprint car. It's just not happening. I look at y'all throttling everything in there. I wouldn't even know how to press the gas pedal in there. So I just couldn't do it. It's too many moving parts for me. So,
it should be a push down.
What's that, Roy?
I was saying I wouldn't have the balls to get in the sprint car. I wouldn't even know how to press the gas pedal in it. I was looking in yours. I don't even know how the gas pedal works in one. So,
it's push and pray.
Yeah, no, it's push and hang on and hope for the best, I think. So, well, it looks like Richard's into a little bit of service issues there. We always have a little bit of problems when he's there at his shop. Bill, anything you want to add to the night? I think we're coming up. No,
I'm pretty good. I just I like this tri-state. I like to travel. Like Terry Lawrence told me the other day, he goes, "It sucks just running the same track every night. Running someplace else all the time." He says that's where it's at. That's what I like. That's what I did with my dad. We didn't race just one racetrack. We raced wherever we could find a race.
And that's kind of what I like doing. I like going to all the different tracks. It's been really cool this year getting to go see all of the different facilities and things like that this year. It's been very cool. Somebody just posted up, and I want to think that it is Sherry there. Says he pushes, I pray. I think that's probably who it was, but I don't know that for sure.
Yeah. I'm excited. We get to go to Watsonville.
I've never been there. I don't know anything about that track either, so that'll be a first for me this year getting to go there.
It's changed since I was there in the 80s, but my dad spent 10 years down there, or roughly 10 years racing NASCAR on the dirt there.
Yep. So, and man, Petaluma was cool to go there for the first time. Somebody said bring a jacket when we go to Watsonville. I would believe that. Petaluma gets hold as all get out in the evening over at Petaluma. First time I went over there, I like to froze to death for the night that was here done. And Joshua Johnson that just talked about Watsonville's small hooked up rough track. Thank God he had a sweatshirt and let me borrow his sweatshirt because it was cold. It was brutal.
I'm going to wear my shorts and I'm going to wear a t-shirt. Not too cold for that.
Well, when you're working, it's got to be that way. So, but anyway, But no, I appreciate you taking out the time on a night like tonight, Bill. I know your wife's sleeping because she works lots of nights and things like that. So
Yeah, she pulls graveyard, so it's all good.
like Petaluma, it's cold anytime, Roy. We'll always have you covered. You know, that's the best thing about over there. I'm a little robust in the belly and a little out of shape, so it's kind of nice that you're not sitting there sweating to death when you get over there. So that's one thing I will say that I like about it. So it looks like you're in your shop.
Hey, back.
Insurance. So, but we were just talking about making it over to Watsonville this year and how cool that is, getting to go to another track, and we like the travel. I know you do too. So, but anyway,
Yeah, that's part of it, man.
Yeah, and
Part of new racetracks, new people.
And I like the camaraderie with everybody after the races, especially with our group. Everybody's over shaking hands. There doesn't seem to be a lot of that hateful temper in the pits. So,
Best group of guys I've ever raced with. I'll say that till the end, man. Best group of guys I've ever raced with. Love it.
we appreciate that. I try to get out there and meet everybody. I didn't get a chance to meet Joey this weekend. I wish I would have, but I didn't get a chance to get over there and talk to him this weekend. So, but anyway, I think excited for Watsonville. That's from Brent Lawrence. Alex Miller, is Watsonville Ocean Speedway, or are they different? No, it is Ocean Speedway. It's just Watsonville, California. So yeah, you're correct. So, but I think we're going to end it here. Let everybody go enjoy their rest their Wednesday night, and I got to go back to work tomorrow.
Aw, I've been back to work all week, Roy.
Well, I'm only going to work one day where I'm going to go to Portland and back, and then we're going to be back Friday and head down to Wairika this weekend for Speed Union. They've got race number 5 of the Nicky Bean Memorial Series, so I'm looking very much forward to that. Then we're over for the Roger Hodenshield tribute race at Southern Oregon Speedway on Saturday. So lots of activities going on for us again this weekend.
Yep, first.
They say Richard's going to be working on the 410, getting ready for the following week at Stockton.
And I'm going to be making the motor run good for the stock car. We're gonna give him 8 cylinders instead of 7.
So I don't know how he's going to do double duty at Stockton in July, but I'm going to watch and going to monitor that situation. So, are you up for double duty at Stockton in July, Richard? I just have to ask.
I think you lost him.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you guys and have a good night. Appreciate it, Bill. We'll see you.
Yep. I'll talk to you later.
All right. See you, bud. Bye.
Bye.